The toll road being added to I-77 Charlotte has stirred a lot of debate already. The idea is the express lanes would ease congestion, but many drivers are not excited about the idea of paying more to travel quicker in the city. Queen City News reporter Daniel Pierce sat in tonight's meeting as the Charlotte Regional Transportation Organization also expressed their hesitation. And Daniel, is this any closer to getting approved?
Tonight, there are still a lot more questions that need answers. So for right now, we're just kind of in a sit and wait period. This stretch of the corridor, that I-77 corridor, starts from I-277 all the way down to the South Carolina state line. And this is a stretch of road that the organization has wanted to fix for about 12 to 14 years. And while Cintra is the group that has thrown out these ideas, the organization wants to hear what other ideas or development options are out there.
What I'm hearing, there's a lot of other suitors on this as well. So it wasn't that this is the only suitor.
It's not a question of if, but when traffic will become too congested along I-77 in South Charlotte. Data suggests by 2050, the corridor would be essentially impassable, which is why the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization is here, trying to find a solution.
Do we want to wait for the STIP and deliver it in 2045 and 2050 and make our people sit on the freeway for another few more years, another 40 years?
Cintra, a private developer, wants to add 9.4 miles of toll road from South Charlotte to South Carolina. It's the same group who constructed the northern I-77 toll lanes in Mecklenburg County, which was met with protest and lawsuits.
To really question, did we really take a close look at this carrier, this company, and really look at them closely based on their track record of operations and performance?
There's also the question of financing the project. The organization could move forward with a public-private partnership contract, which could prove to be the quickest, but not the cheapest.
The legislature is going to have to open their pocketbook and recognize some of these things that we can't wait 50 years for projects to be done. So they're going to have to change. They're going to have to change it. They're going to have to. It's going to be much less expensive ultimately for our taxpayers if the Turnpike Authority does this project and not a PP3.
I'm not advocating one way or another. I'm just saying we may have to make that decision, or at least help make that decision, that if that provider is the one, then are we all informed enough and educated enough and smart enough, quite frankly, to be able to make that deal work for the benefit of the people that we represent.
The organization is going to pick back talks on this project in early January. They also hope to have representatives from Raleigh and NCDOT attend at least one of the meetings in the near future. Live in Uptown, Daniel Pierce, Queen City News.